welcome back to my channel. This is Dom and another update on what I've been painting. So it's been, anybody listening to Plastic Podcasts will know and probably seen a lot of these figures already, so apologies. But maybe you get a little bit more time to see them rather than the one picture we put up on the Monday night show. Anyway, what I said there is true. I have had a funny old period because I just haven't done an awful lot, really, for me anyway. Everyone will go, oh, he's done loads and loads and loads. I haven't actually done that much for me, and mainly because I had unexpected, which was great, holiday. 5-6 days in Shropshire, and did no painting at all, and then I started a new job when I came back, and you know, as is always the way when you start new jobs, you've got a lot of things to prep and get ready for and what have you. So most of this painting was actually from 2 weeks ago. And I've only just sort of restarted, so but I thought everyone likes to see what we've all been working on, so here we go. So this is a unit of 24 dismounted knights. They're sort of Norman influence. They are the Caballero 3D printed, they're supposed to be Spanish knights, and as you know, if you followed the channel, I've been painting up a number of them for my Normans in Sicily project. Excuse me. I think I'm actually going to start sort of transmogrifying that into a crusader army. I've seen a lot of people on the plastic crack community who are doing crusader armies, so I thought, well, I'll join the fun. These are, say, 24 figures. I've based them in close formation, mixed weaponries, really lovely. I can't say enough about the Caballeros. They're just so good. The detail on them is amazing. I get them printed out by Graham at Grey Green Printing, and he does a brilliant job of doing them with very high quality resin and basically prepping them for you. So he takes all the sports off and they're all washed and ready to go. So all I need to do is prime them and get painting, and you know, you can't fail to enjoy painting beautiful figures like this. So mixed bag here, all different sort of weaponries, armor. I just think they're just great. Standards, and actually I think the shield transfers are all little big man, and the banners, I bought them from Gripping Beast. I think they're probably little big man as well. I can't remember where I got them from. Trouble with the stash of opportunity I've got, I can't remember where a lot of things come from. Yeah, really good. So the standards themselves are actually on tin foil. I cut out a bit of tin foil from the kitchen foil, clean obviously, and sort of big enough for the whole transfer to lay out without being folded. Cover it in white paint, then put the transfer on once the white paint is completely dry. You have to make sure it's completely dry. Put the transfer onto the foil, cut around like you would, you know, doing any kind of transfer, so it's really tightly cropped. And then with a dob of glue, several dobs of glue, fold the foil together and over the top of a spear point or whatever, and then you can start moulding it into position, and it gives a certain rigidity, but also this does still move. Sometimes cardboard or card and paper does sort of get so rigid you can't actually move it, but this still will ripple. You can actually move it, which I quite like. So there you go, 24 knights, dismounted knights, ready to join the Crusades or the Normans liberating Sicily. So as well as the unit, got to have another command base, so and whenever you see a figure pointing, he's got to be an officer or an NCO, hasn't he? It's the rules of wargaming. These are another 2 3D prints from Caballeros, care of Graham at Grey Green. They are beautiful, really lovely figures. The standard actually is another, I think this is actually a Crusader standard, again from Gripping Beast via Gripping Beast from a little big man, I think. Just not much more to say. Nice little command group. Never have too many commanders in my view. So there you go. So at some point I will actually get round to doing a Silver Bayonet game, but in the meantime I'm working my way through the various waves of figures I've bought from North Star. This is from wave 3, I think. These are goblins, little fellas, really lovely little character figures. I really enjoyed doing these. As I mentioned before, both on the Plastic Crack and also in these videos, variety just keeps me going, and you know, these little North Star figures, especially the fantasy stuff, are not something I do very often, but they give me a chance to do something a little bit creative, a bit different, which is great. So these are goblins. I've painted them. So I think what I did with them, I'm trying to remember exactly how I painted them. The skin tone was a sort of pale flesh colour, and then I washed it with skeleton, whatever the skeleton thingy, skeleton white I think it's called, from Contrast Paint, and it gave it that sort of, yeah, sort of pale pasty look, which is what I wanted. Seemed to work quite nicely. The guys themselves, I just went crazy with the colours, so I went into my collection for the brightest, colourfulest colours I could find. So a nice orange, and sorry, there's a purple, vivid greeny blue, and a red. I did stop short of using pink, mainly because it was raining that day and I didn't go back out to the cabin to get it. But having done them a bright colour, I wanted them to be sort of, you know, these are evil creatures, so I wanted them to look like they, you know, were quite proud of their clothes, but also didn't really know how to maintain them. So I then dry brushed them with a sort of sandy colour and a bit of mud and what have you, just to make them look a bit ragged and torn on their bright clothes. And I really like them. I think they've come out very nicely. So there you go. Sometime I will actually do a Silver Bayonet game. So hashtag weird shit. This is another one of the Badgers and Burrows miniatures that I absolutely adore painting. I've got quite a lot of them now. I don't know whether I'll ever have a game with them, but it doesn't matter. I actually really enjoy painting them. Just something completely different. The sort of, I've enjoyed the fact that you're painting something like this. This is I think it's either a mouse or a vole, with a crossbow, wearing sort of city militia garb and sort of militia type troops. I'm well used to painting from my historical background of figures, but then have to worry about fur and muzzles and claws and fingers is a bit different, which is why I've really enjoyed doing these figures. So yeah, nice little figure. Will go in the collection of Badgers and Burrows. Maybe one day we'll see a game. We'll see. So this is an odd bunch of figures that when I was about to go away to Shropshire for the week away, half a week away, I found these and I fancied doing something painting, but I didn't really want to start on anything major. And I've had these figures for years. They are limited edition. These and the next couple of figures I'm going to show you. These are limited edition, special purchase. I don't even know whether I purchased them or I was given them. But they are either War Games Illustrated or War Games Foundry special edition figures. I have no idea what they were for. I've probably still got the packs around here somewhere, I should look. But these are, I think a lot of them were sort of steampunky type game of some sort, probably long deceased. But nice little miniatures, and I just thought they were fun to do, and I thought they'd be useful for sort of civilians in Dead Man's Hand, because often in scenarios you have, you know, things where the civilians are in town and you have the gunfight around them, and I just thought, well, these look sort of vaguely in period, and this guy's got a massive elephant gun. I don't know what sort of gun it was. It was obviously some sort of steampunk, because underneath the gun, sort of as a ammunition holder, was a sort of, it looked like it was a liquid thing. I don't know, it was like a bulbous bowl. Bulbous bowl, that would do, Dom. So I just cut it off, and it just now looks like he's holding an insanely big rifle. Yeah, really nice figures. As Steve from On Point HQ said after the CrackCon the other week in Derby, he looked very much like this fella here. But he's this guy's obviously his evil minion, very small version of Steve. So these were also part of the same limited edition figures. These are obviously, I think they're supposed to be, obviously he says, obviously they're Queen Victoria with a shotgun and her maids of honour and her handmaidens. Obviously they are. But again, I just thought they'd be fun. They could be, you know, travelling impersonators in a Wild West town that get caught up in a shootout. They could just be part of a gang. So I just thought they'd be fun. Good fun to do. There's the Victoria, as I say, Queen Victoria. She's not amused, but then she's got a big shotgun to show people how unamused she is. Handmaiden here with another shotgun, and then the maid with a revolver, and the handmaiden in yellow with another revolver, so ready to defend the honour of the Queen. Just fun. Novelty items. As I say, they'll go in my Dead Man's Hand collection and may well see the table at some point. So finally, from the Weird and Wacky limited edition, or at least special figures, these are, I really have genuinely no idea what these are supposed to be. Somebody on the stream suggested it was Adamant, this guy here, because he's definitely got the sort of hussary type uniform, as does this lady with a massive great cleaver in her right hand and a revolver in the left. I don't know what I use them. I'll put them in the Dead Man's Hand box. You never know, they may see the light of day as some kind of character in that. But while I was painting up the others from this weird collection of specials, I thought I might as well do these too. Lots of gold braid, lots of you know, kind of buttons and what have you. They're sort of almost Napoleonic in their style, but just nice fun figures to do. So talking about Dead Man's Hand, this is another figure for that force that I've got. This is the Man with No Name, obviously. Well, hopefully it's obvious looking at the figure. Might not show quite so well on the camera, but I think this guy is a knuckle duster miniature. Somebody can correct me, but I've no idea where or when I got him, but I've got this guy and I've got another character whose name escapes me right now, which I'll get round to painting as well at some point. Just fun, just something a bit different. Nice little figure. He's got a cigar in his mush. He's got the sort of cape hanging on his back, ready to draw with his right hand with his pistol on his on the gun. So, yeah, nice little figure. Will sit in the Dead Man's Hand box, and we'll see action at some point, I am absolutely sure. So next up, I'm having to hold the camera, so apologies if it wobbles a bit. This is a Renedra plastic building. It's I think I bought it off the Perry site some time ago. I've got a couple of them. I've got another one to paint up. You can never have too many buildings, and particularly as I head into sort of medieval English Civil War type battles, this will fit in very well indeed. The roof does come off, and it's got sort of cobbles inside, which I won't do because otherwise I'll have to put the camera down and it will go a bit weird. But I think I painted these, basically I whitewashed the whole building, and then I used a light brown wash, army painter wash over the whole thing, which gave it that sort of off-white colour. And then picked out the wood and panels and what have you, and I can't remember how I did the thatch. I think that was Agrax Dune contrast paint with a wash of Agrax on it over the tops, I think. Anyway, one or the other, but it's come out very nicely. I'm quite pleased with that. So I've got another one to do. I've just got to try and remember how I did this one to then copy the process for another one. But anyway, completed, tick. And finally, a bit of sensible wargaming figures. This is a French Franco-Prussian cannon. This is from the Perry Miniatures. It's metal. As people will know if they follow the channel for any length of time, I really want to do a Franco-Prussian project. I've painted quite a lot of Germans, I've got some French, and the only thing holding me back has been the rules. I was going to use Eagles of Empire, but I'm just not sure they're really going to work, because I think I need to paint up an awful lot more figures to play it properly. So I'm sort of got in my mind a way to convert sharp practice into that period. Some time ago I was talking to Sean from Metal Mercs, and he was toying with it as well, and we were sort of batting him backwards and forwards a couple of ideas for rules. While I had that break that I talked about, I thought I was thinking through a bit more about some of the little nuances I could put in play to make it a bit more in keeping with the period. And I think it's almost at the point where I can have a game. So that's the plan. And I thought, right, I'll get on to do some of the... I'm very much like this. If I've got a project or a game in mind, I'll crack through figures. But when I don't, they sort of sit there half painted. And I've got a load of Franco-Prussian figures just half painted. And a load that aren't painted at all, but it's sort of stalled because, as I say, I didn't know what I'm going to do. But now I've got a vague idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to crack on and do a few more figures, and have a test game, see how my variations work. If anybody's interested, I will certainly put them up on the Plastic Crack, just so that you can see, kind of how I modified sharp practice and can come back with any sort of amendments and ideas of your own. So. There you go. That's what I've been working on in the last couple of weeks. Well, last week didn't really do anything. Sorry, 2 weeks ago didn't do anything last week. Yeah, good production. Some interesting figures done. Variety again. Some weird shit again. But nice to get some of the figures out of the stash, particularly the ones that have been there for 20 years probably. Those War Games Illustrated or Foundry figures. Maybe not 20, but certainly a long time. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope your projects are going well. Please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, because I always forget to ask people to do that, and I know there's a lot of people who watch videos who don't subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Just means that it helps the algorithms, as they say. Means more people get exposed to what we produce as content producers. I'm hoping now normality's settling down. My wife's better now, and I'm back at work, and ironically that gives me a little bit more time to do some games. And if you can sort of see eagle-eyed in the background, might see that there's a table laid out because I'm just about to start on a big solo game which I will record for the channel. Lots more good stuff coming, and if you hit the subscribe button you'll obviously see when it goes up. Otherwise, I will see you on Monday nights 8 PM on the Plastic Crack podcast, and see you all soon. Thanks for watching. This is Dom signing out.